I've never been to the circus. Who can afford it? A penny to get in? That's bloody genius. That is. Extra for peanuts, double extra for the side shows. Maybe I'll own me a circus one day. Where is everybody? Maybe it's not open yet. Where's Mr. Holmes? I'm not sure. He said he needed our help to discover what happened to the sword swallower who died the other night. A sword swallower died? Right, in the middle of a bloomin' performance, to where in all the papers I tell you all about it for a shillin'. I'm sure Mr. Holmes will be here in a jiffy. Hurry up, look sharp, you get this man to my coach and get him to the hospital right bloody well now. Right, are we back or got on us? What? Right away, Inspector. You can count on us. Fiddleson. What? That's what I said. What'd you say? No, he said that's what I said, meaning he said what I said. Oh, yep. Just hurry, you two. Inspector Lestrade, what's happening? What are you lot doing here? Mr. Holmes asked us to meet him here. Quite. Well, Mr. Holmes has taken ill. We're getting him to the hospital. Is that him? What happened? Mr. Holmes! Mr. Holmes! Leave off, lad. He can't hear you. He's very sick. What's wrong with his hand? Nothing is wrong with his hand. But his fingers is all black. It's not his fingers I'm worried about. Now, let us get him to a doctor. Off you go. Quick march. Are we on our way in Bob Murray? Alright, we're on our way in a big hurry. That's what I said. I know what you said, but they didn't know what you said. How can we help? You can stay out of the way. But, hush, lad. The grown-ups are talking about grown-uppy things. Now, Mr. Wainwright, what's with all these youngsters fitting about? They're part of my circus. These half-pints? Surely not. Indeed, Inspector. My father's circus is unique in all of the world. How's that? We're an orphan circus. An orphan circus? What my daughter is saying, Inspector, is that I have a soft spot for orphans, being one myself. I adopted Elza here, and she has been my joy and sunshine. She's learning the business. She could particularly run the circus. Now, I am so proud of her. I love her so much. I wanted more. What? All of these are your children? No, Inspector, but all of these orphan children are part of our circus family. They travel with the circus. I feed them and clothe them, give them a home and hope and a purpose, and they each apprentice to the different acts. All these types are performers? Not yet, but they will be. Someday. Right. I've never heard of anything like that before, and that's the truth. But I want to talk to the grown-ups. I have them all gathered in the big top waiting for your questions. Lead on, we're going to get to the bottom of what happened to your sword swallower. How can we help, Inspector? Help? You lot can help by going home. We don't have a home! Shh, Quinn. But Mr. Holmes asked for our help. Well, here's a bit of detective work for you, boy. Say it again! Call me a boy! Easy! Mr. Holmes ain't here. He took ill, and we just rushed him off to the hospital. And Scotland Yard doesn't require the services of a bunch of street rats. What's a street rat? He means us. Gutter rubbish. We're not rubbish. You're not policeman either. But Mr. Holmes said, and you ain't bleeding. Sherlock Holmes either are you, lad. Look, I do know what Mr. Holmes sees in you, but this one is not for you. Now, get out of here, 'cause I need to talk to the grown-ups. And if you get in my way, I'll have you thrown in the clink of obstructing an officer of the yard in his duties. But, no buts. Go on. Now, Mr. Wainwright, let's go have a little chat with you or more nature employees. Certainly, Inspector. So much for me bloody shillin'. What happened? What's next? Are we leaving? Looks like we have to. No, we're not leaving. You heard Lestrade. He wants us gone. Course he does. He ain't no different than the rest of them grown-ups. Only one I ever met worth his salt is Mr. Holmes. Can he say that again? Don't matter to him what your station may be. To Sherlock, everyone can do all right, even us, and I ain't letting him down. But Holmes ain't here. He's sick. Right. Look what I found in his hat. Is it a rabbit? No. Oh, pudding. It's not an octopus, is it? No. What's it say? Just my name. Wiggins. In one word, murdered. Murdered? That's right. He's telling us the sword swallower was murdered. That's why he was here. To find the killer. But Lestrade... You know, Mr. Holmes always says Inspector Lestrade couldn't find his own bottom with both hands, and with Dr. Watson away on his honeymoon, who else is going to catch a killer? It's up to us. You heard Lestrade. He'll lock us up. I ain't going back to no orphanage, not ever, and I ain't going to no workhouse neither. I like living on the streets, do you? Not so much. Not so much. We don't have to get in Lestrade's way. He's investigating all of the adults. So, when the adults ever known anything? Right, so he talked to young ones. Simple. Let Lestrade talk to the grown-ups, and we'll investigate the orphans, and we'll see which one catches us a killer. Who's with me? I am. I am. I reckon. I am. Good. We'll split up, talk to the kids, then meet back here and compare our notes. Ready? Ready! Come on, then. The game's afoot.